Kristin Chenoweth, Tony Award-winning singer, actress, guest artist with the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Thank you so much for being part of Three Questions.
Thanks for having me.
You are a product of Oklahoma. You grew up singing gospel music. At what point in your training, in your early years, did you realize that, hey, I'm good at this and I want a career in show business?
It still hasn't happened yet. I'm still waiting for that moment. Just kidding. I think the first time it happened for me in a big way, I was about 8 years old, and I'm already a petite woman, 4'11", but then I was about as high as this chair, and I auditioned to play one of the mice in the musical, in the ballet, The Nutcracker, and I didn't get it because I didn't fit into the costume, so think about that for a second.
Because you were too small?
Correct.
Oh,
so the director said, you're going to create the role of the rabbit. Line has been had. The rabbit, what's the rabbit do? So the rabbit sits next to Clara, all of Act 2, as the rabbit. So there I was. And a prop fell from one of the dancers, a big vine, and I thought, what would a bunny do? So I hopped out there, I grabbed that vine, I hopped back, sat down, and the audience went crazy at this classical Tulsa Ballet Theater. And I thought, I like this feeling. And luckily for me, though, I didn't grow, but I started focusing more on music and piano and voice, and I just kind of knew from that. Isn't it interesting that it's through ballet that I kind of knew that's what I wanted to do?
Isn't that something? Mm-hmm. When you walked into the conference center the first time,
I fainted.
Yeah, I remember. We've got the video of it.
You have the video?
Yes, we have the video of it. You were bowled over by the sheer size of that venue. Now you have concertized all over the world. You have played in venues from Broadway on everywhere. Talk to me about what it takes technically. What is the difference between playing to an audience the size of the one you get in the conference center as opposed to the size of one you get in a Broadway-style theater?
It's interesting because in this event you have also the third element, which is the camera. But what I do is I have a big talk to myself and God, and I say, hey, listen, God, help me stay in the moment, help me dial it down a little bit for the cameras, but still make everyone here, all 25,000 people, feel like they're in their living room. Because really, we're all here because we want to be. And also, if I may, just as a design point, I've played in venues this size, but I've never seen one without an obstruction. So really, when you look out at the sea of people, it does have a feeling of no blockage, which means the vessel, and there's no stopping it. And that is something that's overwhelmingly beautiful.
Studio work has its highs. But live performance, that high is different. Talk to me about what it's like to perform with a huge organ, a live full orchestra, and 360 backup singers.
For an artist like me, especially with the classical training, it is a dream come true. That's what you want your whole life. And I'm sorry to say that in a lot of places in our country, not here, but a lot of places in our country, our symphonies, they're not dying, but it's a struggle to get people to there. So to walk out there and see that the orchestra is there because they want to be, the choir's there because they want to be, the audience is there. It's not like I had, 100 people there in from Oklahoma. They're there because they want to be. It's just, music is truly the language that, I always say this to my young kids when I'm mentoring someone. I say, I sing it because I can't speak it anymore. And of course, dance is an extension of that. So that's what I felt like we were doing. We were playing and singing and dancing because we couldn't speak it.
You've sung country, pop, gospel, Broadway, and just about everything in between. Tell us about the new album, Angels Among Us, and what kind of new ground it covers for you.
Well, first of all, this album right here is something I'm very proud of. This is with our beautiful orchestra and the beautiful choir, which is, I think, probably the place that has some of the best musicians in the world. So I like all my songs on here, but I was extremely struck with you know, some songs that were new to me. Not new, but you know, there was a John Williams piece that really touched my heart with the kids that were in there, and also the Angels from the Realms of Glory. I know that song with a slight different lyric growing up in the Southern Baptist Church, but doing it with at the end, you know, you could do all kinds of stuff, but if you don't end the show with that, then forget it. I cried every night, and then I was so tired, I thought, I can't go up to the D sharp, no way in night. Every night, it was just like, I'm gonna sing it. If they're gonna play it and sing it like that, so in a way, it made me better. It pushed me, and it inspired me. And I also have a new record out called For the Girls, and it is a celebration to all the women that came before me, like Dinah Washington, Linda Ronstadt, Eva Cassidy, Judy Garland, Barbara, oh goodness, Edie Gourmet, Doris Day, Peggy Lee.
Wow.
So I'm thrilled that both of these they're out in the world. I've been doing Christmas for a year. I did Christmas here with y'all, and then I did a Christmas movie for Hallmark, and then I did a Christmas movie for Netflix, and now I'm here talking about this CD, so I'm ready for Christmas.
You've performed on Broadway, you've concertized all over the world, you've recorded, you're an actress on television and in the movies. You've now performed with the Tabernacle Choir. What is there left for you to do? What is left on your bucket list?
It used to be like I've always wanted to be. I've starred in movie musicals before on television, but I've never done one in a theatrical film release. I would love to do that, and it used to be like that kind of thing, and maybe hosting SNL, something like that. But now it's changing a little bit. Now I have a theater in Oklahoma that is where all the tours come through, and great acts come through, and celebrates music, and we have a Broadway boot camp every year around the Tony Awards, and kids audition, and they come in, and we put on a show in a week. So it's changing a little bit. I think that'll be my legacy, and that's more where my focus is becoming. Yes, I want to continue to work. I love what I do. I can't do math or drive very well, so I can't imagine doing much else, but it'll always be centered around music.
So you won't be teaching driver's ed at any
No. Since I failed the first time, I will not be teaching driver's ed. Can I just admit that? Yeah. I failed the parallel parking.
There's no shame.
I couldn't see over the steering wheel.
It's all right.
Thank you.
It's all right.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Well, Kristin Chenoweth, Tony Award-winning singer, actress, guest artist with the Tabernacle Choir, and much more. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
part of Three Questions.
Of course. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.